All right, Panther fans, how we doing, huh? So, dudes got me up bright and early this morning. I had a long celebratory night last night because for those of you who did not watch yesterday's video, yesterday was the launch of flyingfluffy.com. I've been working on it.
Finally,
Yeah,
the long-awaited launch.
yep. We've got, including myself, there's 8 different creators. Some of us can be doing videos, some of us can be making videos and writing articles. You'll be noticing I'll be sharing that stuff out on Twitter and everything like that, Facebook. So check it out, flyingfluffy.com. It should.
Hit the subscribe button, hit the
Yeah.
notification button, because we got content coming left and right at you. Some good stuff.
Yeah. As soon as I'm done with my nap.
You don't get to hear from me all the time. We get a little different perspective from other people.
So a couple of days ago, and this fits in with the theme, Stu. So a couple of days ago, I made a short video with Fluffy, and I asked him if the Panthers were going to be able to keep Patric Hornqvist or not. I said 1 bark yes, 2 barks no, and he said yes. He's give me 1 bark right at the end. I said, all right, I'll take it. So then Stu and I were talking about who we want to do, which player we want to do today. And Stu's like, well,
And I didn't know that.
Right.
I didn't know
and
anything
Stu didn't
about
know that, right? Right. So what we're doing is we're going to do Patric Hornqvist today because the way I see it, once Zito watches Fluffy's video and this, he can't get rid of him, and he'll have to trade somebody else to clear the cap space. So that's what we're doing.
We're doing Patric Hornqvist because number one, we both love the guy. Number two, I feel he is an intricate part of this team. Obviously, his production has dropped over the last couple of years, but I still think he's got gas in the tank as production, number one. And number two, the intangible, he is a leader in the locker room. And that's why we're doing Hornqvist over Barkov and Kachuk.
Well, we did Barkov. We shouldn't do Barkov.
Okay,
twice.
So we did Barkov, yeah.
Yeah.
Shows you where my memory's at. But anyway, Patric Hornqvist. Here we go.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to share the stats here. Let's get this moving. For those of you who are wondering why I'm in a hoodie, it's because it got cold here. It's 56 degrees. All right. If I got the stats up right, still you can see the stats good because on my end it looks a little funky, but as long as everything's good, we can see it. All right. So
roll up and let's see. We got the right player.
Yeah. We're good.
There we go.
Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Patric
So
Hornqvist.
Patric Hornqvist, who the thing that I found interesting is you said it exactly. His play has declined a little bit. If you look at the last 4 seasons, it's like this methodical, just little dip at a time, 18, 17, 14, then 11 goals. Now,
just understand one of the reasons why is because he's not getting the ice time that he used to get.
Here's an interesting thing. That's what I wanted to bring up because we've toyed around with the idea of maybe bringing him, how many minutes can he get? So I went to his time on ice page. And the most time on ice he's had in his career was only 17 and a half minutes back in 2014. Up until last season, I mean, like the previous season, he had 1647 of ice time with us, which is basically, I mean, in some of his years in Pittsburgh, that's basically his average amount. Last year, to your point, last year was the year that ice time went down significantly to 1240. To be honest with you, and I'm going to come back to his stats page. The play that, this is where I want to get your opinion. The play that I saw from him, I'm not, in hindsight, I wish he would have been able to play more. He did not appear to be somebody who was wearing out or anything like that. I think he could have had a few extra shifts a game. What do you think?
Especially on the power play. I mean, at this point in his career, I think that's his major asset for us is, getting in front and screening the goalies, tipping pucks in and getting rebounds. And
here's to your point. With Pittsburgh, 319, 302, 332. And then the last year in Pittsburgh, it went down to 243. Or no, it was 30, it was actually 321 ice time on the power play. And then the first year in Florida, he was 4 minutes a night on the power play. And then last year again, only 2 minutes and 7 seconds a game on the power play. So
Look at his goal production. Went down from 8 goals to 3.
Right. The exact point that you just made laid out there in the statistics. And to me, that's, you know what's funny is that every time I get ready to say last year's coach's name, I want to say Bob Bugner, because he reminded me so much of Bugner that I want to blame it on Bugner, because it was the same type of deal where it was like a rookie coach that you could kind of tell might have been a little bit over his head.
Over his head, because look at the year before when Quenneville coached.
Right, exactly. Basically double the time. So all right, I'll go ahead and stop. Unless you want me to keep the stats up, I'll stop the share.
No, we're good. I mean, everybody gets an idea.
Yeah.
Where we're at.
Right. So the first thing I saw there is, because some of us have, thought, could he move into the top 6? I'm not so sure. He's never played that many minutes, even when he was younger. He's never played, a 20, 22 minute a game season. So I think that option is out. What you said is exactly where his time needs to be. If he's going to play 12 minutes a game, he should be out there on the freaking power play. He could take a minute and a half shift on the power play if they're only going to play him 12 minutes a game. What do you say?
Let me give you an analogy here. So I look at Patric Hornqvist like a designated hitter. The guy can't play center field and chase after fly balls. But if he's a hitter, he can still hit.
Right.
So that's the way I look at Patric Hornqvist. We could have used him, especially 0 for 26.
Ugh.
And that asshole didn't make any changes. I mean, it just goes to show you,
Right.
Quenneville, Burnham. And obviously Burnett's not here anymore because, Zito understood that this guy wasn't ready to be a head coach.
Right.
So, and he just got a gig now as an assistant coach, right? Somewhere?
Yeah. I forget. Excuse me. I forget where it was. It happened a while ago.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't. I don't want to guess. I know it was somewhere.
So let's see now what Maurice does as far as the power play. Like I said, now that Huberdeau's gone, I look at, in my opinion, what should be a total revamp of the power play.
Yeah.
Go back.
Oh, yeah.
Say it again. Go back to the 2 defensemen.
Right.
Forsling and Ekblad. Or even Montour up there. I mean, they got to put Ekblad on the power play. Let's face it.
Well, if you had Ekblad, and then your 4 forwards would be Barkov, Tkachuk, Hornqvist, and maybe Reinhardt.
It's either going to be Reinhardt or Bennett.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a hell of a top-heavy power play, but most of the time nowadays, you see the teams, the power play 1 units on the ice, almost a minute and a half. Well, it wasn't just us where you see the second units not coming on to the last 30 seconds. So you kind of want to put your best players out there because, you're on the power play. The whole point is you're not chasing, you're not running around chasing the puck all over the place. You should be able to have a 90-second shift out there for that.
Here's the most important part of the power play for me is the quarterback. Now, say what you will about Brian Campbell's or Yandel's defense liability. They were both good quarterbacks on the power play.
Right.
And that's what we need. In my opinion, as great as a player he is, Ekblad still hasn't mastered being the quarterback on the power play. That's why I'm suggesting a Forsling, who's really good stick handler, good skater, Montour, who's shown ability to be a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But you need Ekblad on the power play because he's got that killer shot.
Right, 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 right.
If he's put in the right position and he's not burdened with getting that puck, because you gotta listen, the power play is all about getting into the zone and just cycling the puck around.
Right.
That's it. I mean, most of our power plays were squashed because we couldn't get it in the zone.
Yep.
You know, we what's the word I'm thinking of? We telegraphed what we were going to do every
Oh yeah.
single time.
Yeah.
You
Especially
know,
Huberdeau.
Ekblad had the puck and he back passed. He did that back pass to Barkov
Right.
every time.
Every time. I know.
And obviously the team, especially in the playoffs, were ready for that. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that, you know, that the power play is revamped with the players that we've been talking about. We shall see. But I think Hornqvist should be up there at least at the beginning of the season and see what happens. Let him do his thing. Let him camp out in front. I mean, he drives players nuts. He drives goalies nuts.
Right.
He's good at deflecting. He's good at rebounds. You know, if anything, he neutralizes a defenseman because the defenseman's got to be all over him in front. So that leaves only 3 other defensemen to guard against all the fast passing that's going around. And that's another key to the power play. I mean, I'm focusing on the power play right now because that's where I think Hornqvist shines.
I would like to see, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, as far as his 5-on-5 play, average.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
and he's not going to be in the top 6. He'll be the 3rd line, most probably 4th line.
Yeah. I would like to see, since we're rebuilding the power play, I don't know if you'd want to make it your core unit, but I would like to see if somebody could devise a power play with both Hornqvist and Tkachuk in front of the net causing havoc. That would be something to see. If they could figure out the other 3 how to move the puck around, getting those 2 guys in front of the net, it's going to cause a massive mismatch somewhere because they're relentless, both of them.
Okay, so if we go back to Forsling and Ekblad on the point, or Montour and Ekblad on the point, again, Montour or Forsling being the quarterback. I don't want Barkov. I mean,
no, I don't know.
That's how it's
that was
been.
bad.
But so if we could do that, then let's just say we have Barkov, Tkachuk, and Hornqvist as the 3 forwards, and then you got Bennett and Reinhart on the second unit. Maybe with Verhaeghe.
Right. Well, I have a feeling you might see, a Balcers or a White out there too. Especially Balcers seems to be that kind of a player. I don't know how much power play time he got before, but the highlights I saw of those guys, they were not quite Lombergish, but they're hard workers. We'll put it that way. They fit right in with what Zito's trying to accomplish.
And again, those are the guys that are unknown to me.
Right.
I've not watched them. I mean, obviously there's some videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I haven't really watched their play other than the games, the away games that we saw.
Yeah,
or,
just
the games that we saw with the teams that they were on. So we'll wait and see. But as far as the players that we know that we have, that's what I would do if I was coaching.
No, we agree 100% there. That's the last thing is that we're just going to have to we're going to have to just everybody put out the energy that is not allowed to be traded. In fact, right now I'm just calling it. He's just not allowed to be traded. Right?
Zito's got to find. He's got to find a way to come up with the money somehow. Again, I don't think he's going to be re-signed after this year. He'll be 35, right?
He's going to be 35 this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So going into next year, he'll be 36, and the 5.5 mil, we could use that. Obviously, Yandel's cap hit's coming off, but we're going to need. We're going to need money.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt.
So let's just say this is his last year with us. Let it be glorious.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't believe when the projections came out this week that the Panthers were right up there. I think they
Yeah.
were tied for second.
They were tied for, yeah,
mean,
I did a video about that. They were,
that blew me away.
yeah. That's why I made the video, because I was a little bit shocked, and but I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying. I mean, they figured the Vegas figured, well, if the guy called Kachuk and Huberto, he predicted the Panthers to win the cup. All right, let's up the odds, make the odds better. I mean, I know that didn't happen, but this could happen.
Did you see that clip that I forwarded you this morning?
No,
The
no.
NHL Network think Uyghur's going to be the best defenseman on Calgary. They were talking about how great he is. I can't wait to see recaps of games and see how many giveaways.
Right.
Or he's going to have an outstanding season and make you and I foolish and all the other fans that called for his trade.
The thing of it is you don't know. Here's the caveat I'll say with Uyghur. When he was paired with Ekblad, I mean, he obviously has defensive talent. When he plays defense and he plays his position, he's good. The issue for him has been multiple times. I've watched this over the years. When he feels like he is the man and he has that pressure to do more, it's not good, because that's when he makes the stupid mistakes, when the pressure is on. So media touting him as we think he's going to be the best guy on the team and he's the man. I wouldn't recommend doing that if I was a Calgary fan, because whenever he's been put into the high pressure situations, almost every time at some point during the game, he makes just stupid mistake that leaves you just wondering, like everybody saw it on national TV, with 3.8 seconds left. And it was like, oh my God. And we're like, dude, he does that 3 times a week. He makes plays like that. And he's great. And then he's not. So yeah.
In the meantime, he hasn't signed with Calgary for an extension.
That's an interesting thing. I know. Well,
Huberto took the money and signed right away, and
yeah.
Good for him.
Right.
I don't know what Uyghur's thinking or what his agent is thinking.
No, man, because all it takes is one bad season or an injury, and suddenly you ain't worth $7 million anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I really think he thinks, and his agent thinks that he's going to get $7-8 million. I don't see him worth that.
Right.
Anyway, back to Hornqvist.
Anyway, back to Patric Hornqvist.
You got anything else to say? Obviously,
no, good.
In my opinion, he's the captain without the C, or he has been. I'm looking for Kachuk to bring in the
swagger,
that swagger, that confidence, that I wanted him to help Barkov, but I don't think Barkov doesn't have the DNA to be captain, in my opinion, and probably the opinion of others. I don't think you can change that. Right. You either have it or you don't. I mean, look at Mark Messier.
Right.
That guy won the cup for the Rangers.
Right.
Okay, he came in and guaranteed that they were going to win that 6th game against the Devils, and he scored a hat trick.
Right.
That's an example of a leader.
Right.
Barkov is not taking the team and put the team on his back.
Right.
So
not yet.
But I mean, I'd like to see Kachuk get the A. Let's see. I know Hornqvist and Ekblad are going to get one. I don't know whether it's going to be on the road or whatever, but let's just say he doesn't even get a letter. Let him do his thing and let him be the leader without a letter.
Yeah. And, and to your point, like you said in the beginning, especially if he's only getting 12, 13 minutes a night, put the man on the power play. That was when I saw those ice stats. I was like, and he still scored 11 goals last year in that limited amount of ice time. So he still can score. You know,
Right.
I mean, even when Yager was too old and he couldn't move, as long as you got him the puck, you know what I mean? He could shield. You couldn't get away from him, and he'd find a way even if it was off his ass, he'd put one in the back of the net. So, all right,
You have
all
any
right.
you have any predictions? If, and a big if,
My
what we're
prediction is if Bill, I know you're watching. Okay, if you trade him, the deal is off. The secret deal that you and I have behind closed doors, the backroom handshake, the deal is off. You can't trade him. All right. That's
it
it.
would be a big blow to the team.
It would
Trade
take
this
so
guy.
much of the steam out of getting the Chuck because now you got two Tasmanian devils and a third, which we're going to be doing. The next video was on the third Tasmanian devil on the team. To lose Hornqvist, I don't know
Huge,
how else he's going to do it, but Bill, just get on it. Just do it.
huge.
Find some other way, right? Screw it. If we have to play 11 forwards and if we have to play a man short until Duclair, no, that's right. I don't know how hell I was going to do it, but Duclair just needs to have a happy accident and sit down into the playoffs. We'll see. He'll figure something out. Damn it. I can't. And what sucks about the whole thing when you wrap it all up in a bow is the only reason we're having that discussion is because they keep friggin' Yandel. You see what I'm saying? It's like stupid contracts lead to stupid things having to be done.
Yep.
And ah, hopefully, Bill can find a way. There's got to be a way. I even looked up.
That's why I call him the magician. The only thing I'm worried about, and it's a possibility, and we know anybody can be traded. I'd hate to see a guy like Bennett, or a
Right.
guy that's making substantial money get
Yeah.
traded just to get the
Right.
cap space.
Right. No, I know.
So we'll see.
Right. We'll see. All right, guys. We appreciate all the support. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Flyingfluffy.com. It should, when you first go to it, if you go to it on your phone, it should ask you if you want to add it to the home screen, which that will install it as an app. You guys let me know how that's going. I know everybody, it's worked on Android. Karen tried to do it last night on her iPhone. It didn't work, but I haven't heard from anybody else if it hasn't worked on the iPhone. So let me know about that. Otherwise, appreciate all the support, and we will see you again real soon.